Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars, week 18, day 6. It is a green day, and we're probably just going to be throwing the giant spider Kraken. Probably going to be up against a lot of goblins, as we normally are. Yes, very first battle. It is going to be a little bit annoying doing this against a Queen Mab in a team. This would actually be a lot easier if there wasn't one in it. But we'll still see what happens. We'll probably keep it as this order. I don't think we need to put the Krakens up front. We could try sculling with them. But we're going to be losing the first giant spider anyways. So we'll just keep the third one safe and kill it off the second Devour spider. And just go from there. So hopefully all will go well. And yeah, as long as Queen Mab doesn't go crazy, we should be fine. Let's hope so. These teams have been very, very annoying this week. So double check one last time. It is indeed a green day, and we're good to go. And of course, we're not wearing a green shirt for obvious reasons. Green screen. I will be getting a dark green shirt eventually for that. Let's see. Hello, JZG. Hello, Strawn. Hello, Bridget. Hello, Amanda. Welcome all. Welcome, welcome. Also, due to impending storms and weather conditions, I will be recording pretty much most of the stuff for the week tonight. So if anything happens to change midweek, then whoops. Actually, probably won't do too many ahead. I think I'm going to do like anywhere from 3 to 5 videos. I might just even post them all tonight when we end up doing them. However many I can get done, I'll get done. Hello, Humberto. Welcome. I'll go move that over. No, apparently it's going in the opposite direction of where I am. At worst, I'll only really be hit with a Category 1. So it's not really going to be much. Still the high possibility that I'll lose electricity within the next few days, but as far as actual weather conditions, should be perfectly fine. Well, we'll move that up. Go take out the browns. Get a giant spider. When you make a new guild for Gems of War, what is the best way for people to get added to the guild? It is really, really hard to start a new guild in Gems of War, mainly because there's already so many established guilds. But if you were to go about doing that, the main thing you would want to do is make sure you advertise on the Gems of War official forum and in global chat a lot. Particularly global chats, because global chat has a lot more casual people. And if you have a casual guild, you'll be able to find a lot more just kind of lurking there. Because not a lot of people who are going to be playing casually are going to be on the forum. They're going to be more in global chat and just randomly in other locations. So basically just keep your guild as an open guild at a certain level requirement, maybe like 50 or something, and just recruit as many people you can basically from global chat. Whenever you see someone who's a low level, just try getting them. Even just randomly send every single person you see who's not in a guild and invite, and some of them, at least some small percent, will end up joining your guild. The first thing you have to worry about when you're initially making a guild is just to get it populated. Doesn't matter too much what you get it populated with, you just need to get people in it so you can start somewheres, and then just start to slowly grow from there. Kick out inactives if you're trying to become a slightly bigger guild or anything that you're doing. Not quite sure what you're intending to do with the guild. But the first things first is to get it populated, and to do that, just global chats, forums, stuff like that. And just invite like every single person. Like you can go in global chat 1 right now, and basically just click every single name, and if you see none, click recruit. Like this person right here, just click recruit on them, and do that for every single person you see who's not in a guild. That's a pretty easy way. Another way to do it is check the people who are getting their mythics as well, or these kind of drops, because not only did they just get a mythic, they also might not be in a guild. So if you check every single one of those and just send an invite to any of them not in a guild, that could work too. Generally, these people will be higher combat levels and probably will deny it, even if they are no guild. That or they're all in guilds. Actually, every single one we clicked on so far of these are in a guild, but, you know, stuff like that could help you get more people in there. Yeah, of course, every single person I'm clicking on is already in a guild, but you get the point. Anyways, second battle. That one went over pretty well, and what on earth is this team? Scion, Ragnagord, Wisp, or Yali? That has potential. But we can kill it. We should be able... I shouldn't say that we will, but we should be able to kill it before it gets started. Has a relatively high mana cap that it needs. Do you think goblins will be any easier without the 10% bonus? Oh no, they're still going to be just as hard as they are now. That's going to change almost nothing. The fact that they're going to be losing their 10-20% bonus next week. Actually, I believe all of them have 20% right now. But yeah, that's going to make almost no difference once they lose that 20%. The only thing that will really change is will make it slightly easier to pile them down quickly. But that's about the fullest extent that you're really going to get. Okay, we have a bad situation here. I need my mana, but I can't give him skulls, so I'm just going to have to take this skull, apparently. Struggles of a first slot giant spider. And now he drains our entire team, which is obviously not good. Let's go move that over. Got the extra turn on blue. That is really good. Do we have alignment, though? Brown is a no. Red is a no. Yellow is a yes, so it looks like we got something to go with. Not really much of a follow-up, though. We don't even have a drop to go do it. There's only 8 blues on the board. I guess we'll go for it, though. Well, he got some mana, at least. But he got some mana, too. And now with the Scion, which means anything I do this turn is going to be almost irrelevant. So we'll move that over. Double Skull, go. Oh, he went for the Wisp first. And he didn't go for the Skull, surprisingly. Do I keep it there? I'd take a purple if I do. Sure. He might give us a brown extra turn. Yeah, he does. So we lose our first spider. That can be replaced, which we'll definitely have to. Take the green. Need to get this thing up. And hopefully it will not take a skull or anything. Nope. I have to give it a skull to take my mana. So I'm going to have to waste my turn. That Scion, need to get it killed. It's going to destroy us otherwise. It has a slow team, but it doesn't matter if it just keeps draining us for full mana every single time. What do we need to move? Looks like he's going to poke us. Yep, looks like he's going to poke us, so we'll just move that over. He'll do whatever, we'll take a skull. And still don't have that Devour. Actually, maybe we'll leave that there because we get some green mana out of it. We're just going to waste our turn. We'll take the skull, we get the green. Then the purple. Then hopefully a purple surge right now. Didn't get the extra turn, didn't get the surge. We're not getting anything. This won't give us a break, apparently. I guess we go for the green. Obviously, he's just going to drain it from us, though. So it's not as efficient. Now we're still 7 mana down with no way to take it. And still no way to take it, but we just got Giant Spider up. So we have a slight chance there. Throw that there. We now have a frontline tank to deal with that. I do want to get the other Kraken to full mana. We can let it get skull distracted now, though it might go for the Ragnagord instead. Okay, it doesn't go for the Ragnagord, surprisingly. So we can go for another purple, let him do his thing, and then double Kraken as long as he does an extra turn right now. And he doesn't. Perfect. We'll throw that. Didn't get devoured, didn't get anything out of it. And he gets to drain. So, yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't even have any way to kill him right now. He'll then do the true damage. Basically wipe our entire team, too. So, yep, we did not get up quick enough. So, it did indeed destroy us. That's why you don't underestimate them. But yeah, there's no way to win at this point. Just have to let it play out. And take our lose. Let's see. I'll go take the skull. Take the brown and the red. Take the other skull. Take the green. Didn't get the extra turn. And that leaves us without nothing. Brown to red. We still have a chance, surprisingly. There's a very, very, very small chance that we can still win this. Because this Wisp can't do anything. What I need to do is kill out his first slot, then cast kill his last slot. If we can win this with a spider, that'd be amazing. Yeah, we take the brown to his skull. The problem is Oriali's going to get full mana next turn, and I won't be able to get my mana. There he goes, he wastes the Wisp. But he gets full mana, though. So I somehow have to take double skull right now, or red into skull, into an extra turn. Oh, so close. So very close. So very, very close. Is there any way we can actually pull this off? There's one. Red surge into blue triple for an extra turn. That's the only possible way we can win. That or if this brown falls into double yellow or something. Or into triple quad red or something. It is very unlikely, but possible. Nope, didn't get it. Oh well. Could I do a new video on the best top 10 troops for Explore and PvP? For Explorer, it hasn't really changed at all. For PvP, it definitely has. But yeah, I could do a new one for PvP. Like what the 10 best troops are in the game right now. The only problem with that is goblins might be getting nerfed very, very soon. The 2 troops that got added that were already nerfed are probably going to get nerfed again. because they are still pretty insane. Even after they lose their 20%, they're still going to be used a lot. Are Skull teams dead? Yeah, Skull teams are pretty much dead. They've been dead pretty much since the previous patch. Another thing that made them even more dead is the fact that Goblin just made a comeback, because Nobin Brothers has an attack reduction, which basically makes it impossible to use almost every Skull team in the game, except for maybe like Justice team, but that's just because it's so strong already. Okay, let's go with the quick fix for this and just put the Kraken up front. If it won't win that way, we'll try it in the traditional anti-Kraken way. I probably should just start running it this way from now on. I sometimes don't, just in hopes that we could rush it up quicker, because it's always quicker to rush with the giant spider in first slot than in not first slot. But it keeps getting Scion too much, and it's too much of a liability when the board isn't good. So right off the bat, I kind of want to just go for Kraken, which is kind of the whole opposite of what you should do with this team. And exactly so, because he just gets his mana right there. Because generally when you're using a team like this, you want to deliberately not get mana on your first slot. The only problem is there's not too many ways for us to do so right now. I guess we take blue into the green right there. Skull, I'm just going to have to let it take my mana, because we need Giant Spider. And we can get the alignment off of yellow, it looks like. So he'll take the Skull. And now this gives us an opportunity to actually win. So we need to get the Kraken down. Please don't miss. No. Round 2 of dying to this exact same team. Let's see. What should we do? Blue to blue. Let's do it. Take blue number 1. He'll rag. I can't wait till unique defense come into Guild Wars so people stop using the most overpowered teams. At least on absolutely every single day. Come on, Devour already. Get something. Not an extra turn or Devour 2 times in a row. Luckily, we can deal with one dying. We can't deal with both of them dying, though. If that one dies, we lose. Which is the other problem of putting them up front. Luckily, we can put a little thing in front of it. Unless it gets destroyed right now, which it didn't. Blue, we obviously don't want to get rid of, even though it gives us so much mana right now. Yellow, green, no. There's nothing else that we can do it on other than blue. So I guess I pass the turn and just hope that we can get something the following turn. Better move it around some. So we'll do that. Let him do whatever. So has that fixed the board at all? Yes, we can now do it on green, even though that's one of the colors we need. It's not as much as we need the blue and purple on the board, so we'll take it. Get the tentacles, trying to get a Kraken to land. Please land. Don't you dare miss this one. It missed. But luckily, it just went for a skull. And we can just do that on red. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. And please devour. Nope. Come on now. Get it on red and go from there. Red, yellow, blue. Nope, we don't have anything. We have 2 things that can cast. Neither can do anything. Good job. And now we'll get a kill on us. And we still have nothing. I guess we'll just do it on red just so he doesn't have as much mana. And now we'll finish him if he ever ends his turn. And there we go. Well, that went a lot worse than it needed to. Hello, Hugo. Welcome. Let's see. Hello, Angela. What would you recommend for someone starting off strong but not a lot of renowned high-level troops? Your main team is currently Goblin King, Dragon Soul, Shadow Dragon, and Mab. That seems pretty decent. A little bit of a mixed match kind of team, but it's still decent enough to hold its own. Definitely get the first trait on Shadow Dragon if you haven't already. You don't need any other ones on him. Actually, your team doesn't really need any traits other than on Queen Mab, which you can buy the trait stones for this week if you haven't already. This week it was the blue-purple. So in the next few hours, if you have the time, try to get quite a few of these blue-purple arcanes from the shop, because that'll be very, very useful on your Queen Mab to get her fully traded. She'll require 16 of those arcanes if you don't already have her up, so definitely something to focus on. Other than that, just making sure you do 1.9k rating in PvP and trying to get into an okay guild would be enough to kind of hold your account. Ozzy, your let's see, guild leader, how often do new mythics actually get released? Every single month. Every single new mythic gets released. Maybe even more than a month, because now it seems like they're going to be doing stuff with the Soulforge as well. And because the the month that Soulforge came out, technically 2 new mythics came into the game because we have the new mythic weapon, or even 3 if you count the weapon, because we have the weapon and Xenos plus another mythic. But generally, 1 mythic is added per month, not counting the crafting system. Not quite sure exactly what they're doing with that because we don't really have any data on that as far as like when or how they'll be adding new ones to that. We already did all of our Guild War, right? No, I think we still have one. But yeah, it's about 1 every month. Sometimes it's off by about a week or so, though. Okay, so another one of these kind of teams. I'll keep it the same way since we're up against a Scion. Yeah, it's Diamond Day 2 on Dungeons. We'll be doing that right after this. I'll also be buying the $5 pack thing so we can get one step closer to showing the video for the new Mythic. Let's see. Well, we'll go take the skull. What else? What else? Brown. Do we even need to take brown? We'll just take the blue over. Start getting giant spider up. So we'll take the other blue. Don't even worry about the green. Do that on red to get rid of Ragnagord. And take one more move right here just because we're going to need the mana. Hopefully he will not get a skull out of it. There we go. Nice extra turn. That's exactly why I took it that way, to try to get the greens. I was going to do it the other way to get the guaranteed both the mana, but wanted to try for the green off the top. So now we can throw a double Kraken. So please land. Good. Land again, or do we take the skull? Let's take the skull first, just to make sure Scion dies, or a bit quicker. There we go. We got the Devour. Unfortunately, it's on our second slot, but still better than no Devour. Let's move that down. And that kills out kills out Scion, so we don't need to deal with that. And now we pretty much win. I guess we'll even do it on blue. Because at this point, we just need the damage that it gives. And yeah, now we have double Kraken, which will kill it. Could take a skull. Unfortunately, it's... let's move that. Maybe we'll get a skull out of it. No extra turn skull. Oh, yeah, we do. We can take that, and then boom. There we go. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, it looks like the guild is going down to bracket 2. For our second time. We're missing an entire person this week again. It's always annoying, but yeah. We have yet to get a full week of 30 people in about 2 months now. There is something coming in either next patch or the following, where it only counts 27 out of 30. But our guild will probably be repaired enough by then that it won't even matter. That's the thing. But if we already had that, we'd probably never leave bracket 1. But since we have it, or don't have it, unfortunately, every single time we're only 1 person short. Well, it doesn't show it there anymore because we end up recruiting a person last night. But whenever we're a whole person short, that hurts a lot. We lose anywhere from about 30,000 to 40,000 points for the entire week from not having that additional person, which alone would put us into at least 7th right now if we had an additional person. Oops, I keep clicking on not Guild Wars. 2 Guild Wars. Okay. I was actually already in that screen, wasn't I? Well, let's go do our final battle. Against a Justice team, surprisingly. With a Scion, of course, because why not? Every single team so far, except the one Goblin team. And the one Goblin team that didn't ran another blue-purple. It was Queen Mab instead. Okay, so Skull right off the bat. We'll take it. We'll take it. Purple into a blue. That would be amazing. Though I'd rather just take the blue, because he's about to Skull us. Yeah, we'll do that. Yep. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. All I did was give him more mana. That didn't really help much. Also, me moving that actually made it so I can't take blue now, which is somewhat unfortunate. Yeah, we'll try for it. Hey, we got it. We actually got it. Nice. I'll take it. Red, not worth it. Purple, not worth it. I guess we do it on red, because it's actually extra turn. The only problem with that is we still don't have any mana to do anything with. So we'll go take some blues there. Then again, that's blues just going to get wasted. But if we can get Kraken back up, that'd be great. There we go. And please land. Well, we got the Devour at least. As long as we get one of the 2, it's fine. Getting both of them would be great, but just one of the 2 is perfect. If we don't get any at all, it's just going to crumble apart. Particularly if that happens multiple times in a row. I'm going to try Skull distracting him here. It didn't work. Ah, the lack of Skull distracts. Okay. Blue Surge would be great right now, though it's not available. I do need to double check to make sure that every single blue will not extra turn for him. So I'm going to have to take like the screen or something. Hopefully he throws Valkyrie instead. Oh no, but then it will give purple his extra turn. I don't think there's any way I can stop him from extra turning this. Okay, we'll just remove those reds. Remove the green. And how about now? He'll extra turn off a brown, and I believe that's it. So let's just hope he doesn't brown. Oh, can I actually stop it? No, I can't. Because I'll just give him alignment on purple now. And he goes for the purple. Well, at least he's down on his team, so we don't need to deal with as much as that. We can just throw down the blue and hope that we get more board coming down. But he does on yellow. Problem is, with so little purple from his convert, we have almost nothing to do with it. So we'll take the extra turn. Take a blue from somewheres. I guess hope for a skull. No skull. He does brown. Surprisingly, that gives us alignment, even though there's only 3 purple on the board. Perfectly fine. Take another purple. Double Kraken, and that should be matched off the double Kraken. Oh, never mind. Would have been. Oh, that had attack damage. It hurts. Okay, so Kraken number 1. Nice. Now we need a... Wish that blues would have hit a little bit, though. We didn't get any from that. I need to get a cast before he kills us. There we go. Exactly what we needed. So now we just throw this down. And... not enough damage, actually. Unless it devours. There we go. That's what we need. No, didn't go the smoothest, but I think we almost scored... Oh, never mind. We lost a battle. I was going to say, even if we didn't lose that battle, we would have scored almost under 7,000. But yeah, we did lose the one, so only 5,772. I think that was the second time this week that happened, or it was the third. Let's see. Yeah, that was the third time. Or no, fourth. We had a 4-1, a 3-2, a 4-1, and a 4-1. Though we did have over 7,500 on one of these 2 days. When we win big. It's just that one battle that we keep losing really, really hurts compared to a 5-0 day. Not as much as it used to, but still hurts. Yeah, 36,600. Pretty low, but that's fine, I guess. Looks like we are going... Oh yeah, I already read that earlier. We are going down to bracket 2. I don't think there's any way that we can even close it at this point. If I go check the numbers, we have... let's see. We have... We can only go up to 20 more, I believe, at max. So 20 more at 5,000 each. That would be about 20,000 points. It is possible, actually. If every single person still within the guild does their Guild War battles by the end of today. Because let's just say every single person averages 5,000. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We can get 25,000 more points. Probably even more than that if they do even better. Because these are 2 of our highest bracket people who haven't done it. So we have 25,000 margin that we could go up. A little slightly more than that, but on average it would be around 25,000. So assuming that 25,000, that would then bring it all the way up to enough. Actually, 20,000 alone would be enough, and that's lowballing it like crazy. They just need to do their battles, and if they do, then yeah. And since the higher up people would probably do better, there's a slight possibility that I'll go up by 7,000 per each of them, which will make up for the fact that the other ones might go a little bit lower than what they might normally do. Plus, we're still missing the full person. Unfortunately, we can't make up those 6 days. You don't understand why it now puts a green check mark on the enemy Paragon, even if you don't fight them. Yeah, that is a little weird, instead of like an X or something. I did notice that too. I didn't really comment on it though. But if you'll end up losing, it still shows like a check mark on it. It doesn't show any name there, but it's weird. But yeah, it just has the check, the X check, showing that we lost on that one once. To check, that will make sense, but then it just shows a no name with a check next to it. It's not like you actually get any points or anything from it. It's just, I don't know. I guess just to identify and show that, yeah, this is over, you did it. But, I don't know, red X would have made more sense. Because it almost looks like we did, oh, it still shows 5 battles, but it shows it weirdly. It should only be a check, an X, a check, a check, a check, and then either nothing or an X. They don't even need a symbol there. Oh, it's a bug? That would make sense. Also, I heard someone on the forum say, though I haven't seen an official post, that the Merlantis Kingdom actually got delayed. Someone just mentioned that to me, like right before I started the stream. But yeah, I didn't see any official posts on that, so not quite sure if it is or is not delayed, but someone did mention that the new kingdom is going to be delayed. Speaking of that, let me go show the new troop that's coming out tomorrow. Of course, we'll be doing all the videos for that pretty soon. Also, just as a heads up with the storm that is coming near me, might not have electricity for the streams within the next few days. I'll be doing most of the videos or trying to get them out tonight, so we don't need to worry about that. But as far as like the 8 p.m. streams, if I happen to not be up, it's because I don't have electricity. Also, if it seems like very highly likely that it will happen as like a storm later in the day, I'll try doing it earlier in the day if that happens to be the case. Anyways, let me go show the new troop thing. Let me go bring it up real quick. I have like a billion different tabs open right now. Let's see, bring that up. Oops, that is not the zoom I meant to use. Okay, 1 second. Let's go bring this up. Where is the thing for it? Window capture, there it is, okay. So, the new troop coming tomorrow. Also, the console is getting the Urskea guy, whatever his name is. Forget what that one was. The corrupted guy is pretty irrelevant, but this one's slightly relevant. He deals damage to an enemy, boosted by enemy dragons, not quite sure what the boost ratio is, and half of that damage to adjacent enemies. So definitely going to be decent for a dragon counter, mainly because if they're using a full team of dragons, you will then be able to hit one for very high damage and then hit the side two for decent damage. He has a relatively low mana cost. One particularly unique thing about him is actually his traits is probably the most unique. He is the first troop in the game to have 3 different 2x skull damages. He deals 2x damage to monsters, daemons, and dragons, and if they're both at once, let's say something like a Elamagrim, which is a daemon and a dragon, it will do 4 times to them. Also, multipliers work multiplicitly in this game, not additively, meaning if you have, let's say they were an Elamagrim, actually Elamagrim isn't in the case that would work on because it has impervious, but let's say, I would need to come up with a different example. I forget which ones are available for it, but let's say there was a monster dragon and it doesn't have impervious. You could Hunter's Mark it, and with that, you would deal 2 times, 2 times, and a 2 times from the Hunter's Mark. So 3 different 2 times. That would end up being 8 times damage, not 6 times. Even though it's 3 separate 2 times. The 2 times, then 2 times the other 2 times, if that makes sense. So it's 2 times 2 times, which is then 4, then it does 8. It's not like 3 separate 2 times that then makes up a 6 times. It's actually an 8 times total. So he can basically one-shot anything in that instance. But yeah, he's going to be able to do 2 times to a good majority of troops. Crimson Bat's still going to be better for if you really wanted 2 times everything. But he's mainly be used for against dragon teams, particularly if they ever add like a monster dragon or something. But yeah, I didn't even realize that. He actually can't 8 times a Elamagrim because it's impossible to Hunter's Mark it since the impervious. That's a little bit unfortunate, but he can still 4 times skull damage in Elamagrim. It's probably going to be one of the biggest thing that he gets used against, probably. Though Elamagrim doesn't really get ran within all dragon team. Very rarely will that actually happen, so maybe it won't be used too much, but it is another dragon counter. Early game lacks dragon counters, so that's going to finally be another method to kind of work around that. Oh yeah, I of course, I won't forget dungeons. Let's go do that right now. It don't take that long. So we have the 3 random ones. Something that was also brought to my attention that I didn't even realize it until someone said it. The dungeons every single week are exactly the same. I hope they add more in the future. Because every single day's dungeon is the same, regardless of, like if it's a gem day, it's always going to be the same gem day thing. If it's a purple day, it's always going to be the same 3 purple battles. They definitely should add more variance than that is for sure. And the team compositions, though, I haven't actually been keeping track, I believe are exactly the same as well. Yeah, Corrupted Urskea is the one that console is getting as well. It's the troop used to put multiple enrages on your team. This isn't really that relevant, mainly because there's no real need to have enrage on anything other than your first slot. And he's kind of hard for actually even putting an enrage on your first slot. Because, for example, if you had multiple troops on your team that needed the enrage, you wouldn't be able to place it on them. Like for example, if you have first slot, it's not enraged because you use the enrage for a skull, but every single other person on your team gets already has an enrage. When it reapplies an enrage, it will not be able to automatically hit the first slot, even though every other slot already has it. What it will do is it will randomly roll every single character on your team, so there's only a 1 in 4 chance every single time that it would hit the one you actually needed, which is quite annoying. So today we're just going to be loaded in diamonds. Gonna get another 50 plus the ones from the thing, which will speed it up quite a bit. Let's get into the next battle. Also, hello, Simple. Welcome. Tacet, try to play the Direwolf 2 times damage versus Entangle and 2 Hunter's Mark. Make, in summary, 4 times damage. 80 damage points in one. Yeah, you can do a lot of damage with that too. Another one that's pretty funny is if you run with a, oh, what's it called? The blue troop from, that has skull damage multipliers from Glacial Peak. That troop can easily hit 8 times, and it's pretty funny. I believe out of every single troop that can currently hit 8 times damage, it's actually the easiest one to set it up. It's still annoying to set up and not really worth doing, but it is pretty funny when it does land. I normally mess with it whenever Glacial Peak has a event week. Okay, what do we really need to do here? We need to get like Gorgolfa or something up. We are lacking so much mana right now. Alright, let's get rid of blue. That'll at least get us some towards Dragon Soul. And then we'll throw that down. Another Christinax, I'll take it. And there we go, that's enough. No, not Winterwolf, the other one. The pure blue one. The Frostling. Frostling is what it's called. The little Frostling one. It has like an 8 mana web, web entangle or something? Web and something else. Oh, it's a web freeze, not a web entangle. And it deals 2 times to webbed, 2 times to freeze, and of course 2 times if you get a Hunter's Mark on by something else. Will that be where the submerged spells come from then? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's from the New Kingdom then. Pretty sure. It is the Merlantis one. Merlantis Kingdom. Yeah, I still haven't gotten confirmation yet if they did or did not delay the patch thingy for the Friday, for the New Kingdom. Someone mentioned it, but I didn't see an official word. Have you guys seen anything on that? I didn't end up seeing anything on it. And I didn't get time to research it because it literally just happened before this stream. Someone mentioned it to me. Oh, I could have taken the purple right there. Oh well, it's not going to matter. It's already over. There we go. And was that our final diamond, or is there one more? I think there was one more to claim the last little bits. Nope, that was the final one. So, actually, let's go get these. Get our 80 and all the supplies. Nice. And throw down the 5. This is the only thing I'm going to be buying for now on of these things. I'll be stopping these once I actually get the new mythic. But it gives 150. Technically 160 because we get 1,000 shards from it too. So definitely need those. And how much closer does that bring us? Oops, wrong area. So if we go to the Soul Forge, we are now at 1,440. We are not even halfway there. Actually, we're a little bit closer than that. We're at... I think we're 30 closer. Oops, wrong area. Should be 30 closer. So I'll craft those, yes. So we're actually at 1,470 is how many we're at as far as those diamonds. That is so many diamonds. Wow. We're not even halfway there. On Monday, we'll be a little bit further than... No, even on Monday, we won't be halfway there. Because we only get 100 something from it. I believe we get 150 plus however many we get from shards. I believe you get, what, 2,000 total shards? I actually forget off the top of my head. But whatever it is, I believe it's only like 20 or 30 diamonds once we convert it. So total, it's only going to be about 170, 180, somewhere around there. Additional diamonds on the Monday reset. So, yeah, that would help a little bit, but it isn't really going to bring us that much closer, unfortunately. Still a good deal away from crafting that mythic. Yeah, we're going to actually get the weapon before the mythic. Next week, we're going to be able to afford the weapons. We're going to be able to afford the Shattered Blade, the Broken Guard, the Dawnbringer, and the whatever the other one is. And I need to do the Dawnstone. And I'll do a video very soon on these 3, probably even tonight if I get the time. These 3, the Eye of Xenos, the Heart of Xenos, and the Soul of Xenos. Most of the weapons are pretty bad, but they're required to be able to craft Xenos, obviously. But the main thing holding us back are the jewel cost. I almost wish they were down to like 2,000 jewels or something. 4,000 does seem like really, really, really steep. The entirety of the system being out, I don't think a single person has even hit 2,000 yet. So yeah, it's even if you bought it every single day, I don't think anyone bothered reaching that point yet. So it is definitely a very, very long time. Let's see, when did crafting actually come out? Because I believe it takes like 3 months. Let me see. There's an easy way to check this. Go to my channel. And once we go to our channel, we'll be able to see... I hate when it does that. The new YouTube format has like 2 different YouTubes that have 2 different setups. Some do it on the previous setup and some do it on the new format. It's really, really weird because where I go to get into my channel interface is different for each one. One of them, it's in the left corner, the top left corner. The other one, it's in the top right corner. And it annoys me to no ends because it's basically running 2 different versions of YouTube at once. I think it's because they forgot to update the stream side of YouTube. Which would have been a gigantic fail on their part. Anyways, what was I about to go check? Oh yeah, I was going to check how long ago it has been since crafting, the exact day amount. Because I'm really curious what it is. Come on, go to videos. Go YouTube, go. Okay, we're here. There it is, 3.1 changes. I believe that was on the same data it launched, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, there it is. 3.1 is here. So we can do it from whatever date this was. So this date was the August 30th. Oh, you know what? Actually, it hasn't been a whole month yet. Wow, why does that seem so long ago? It hasn't even been 2 weeks. Oh, okay. That's a little bit better than what I thought then. Never mind. I didn't even realize it hasn't even been 2 weeks since then. So, yeah, August 30th. So, this Wednesday would mark 2 weeks of it. Which would bring it to... Oh, okay, never mind. That's not as bad as I thought. So that will be almost every month we would get a new mythic. Oh, okay, that's actually a lot better than what I thought. Though that was with quite a few purchases. It might actually be a month and a half without purchasing anything. Maybe even 2 months if you don't even do the 50 gem thingies. Most people in late game will do the 50 gem things though, because they're pretty good value. Particularly on the diamond day. Yeah, okay, never mind. For some reason I thought it was way longer than that. I'm not quite sure why. How many merfolk are there? 2. There's currently 2, though almost the entirety of the next kingdom is going to be merfolk. So if you've been wanting to make merfolk team for whatever reason, it will be a lot easier as of next patch. Let's see. Xenos needs too many of everything. You just realize you'll never get him. He's actually relatively easy to get as far as the other like requirements for him. If I click in the right area. Because the things that you need, like, leading up to it are relatively small. It's mainly the jewels that are annoying. Like, 300 gems, that is a decent amount, but it's nothing, like, too out there. And all 50,000 souls, that's like 1 hour of farming with the best team, or a few hours without the best team. The only slightly annoying part other than that is, like, the 3 weapons. But if you break down what each of the 3 weapons are, it's one of the only things you'd really throw jewels on anyways, are the weapons. And, they're not the most expensive of things. 50 gems. The main thing that's annoying is probably the soul amount, I would say. Out of every single thing that there are required for them. The 100,000 souls for each of these weapons that you're barely even going to ever use. Just so you can craft them. Because that's 300,000 souls you basically just have to throw just to be able to get these things. So, that can burn through a lot of unneeded souls that you might actually... Or needed souls, I should say. That you might need in the future. Particularly the Dawnbringer. Dawnbringer, every single mythic weapon that ever gets added to the game is going to be the most gigantic soul devourer in the entire game. This needs to be the Devourer of Souls. They need to rename that. Not Aberef. Aberef's not the Devourer of Souls. Or, never mind, Devour the World. Whatever. It's close enough. But, that would definitely be qualified under that weapon. 1 million souls, 1.3 million to actually create it. It's absolutely insane how much this thing actually costs. But at least it doesn't cost jewels. But, yeah, we will be getting this actually next week. Probably next weekend we'll be doing a video on this guy. As well as all the other weapons. Actually, the other weapons we're probably doing now. These 3 we'll do whenever the last color hits. Actually, I might not even need to do a separate video for these 3. All 3 of these 3 aren't really too interesting. Let's see. Shattered Blade. Deal damage randomly split among enemies, boosted by ally knights and divines. I wonder what would happen if we put 2 guards avatar on that team. Let's see, how much damage would that be? That would be an additional 10 per guard's avatar. That wouldn't even be worth it. That would be an additional 20 damage. Barely even anything for split damage. Broken Guard. Give all allies a bunch of armor and 5 attack. If there are 13 or more yellow gems, give all allies 4 magic and life. There are some instances where this could be useful, particularly an alchemist, feeding an alchemist into like some kind of other troop. Particularly if you're using this with like guard's avatar or something, that could definitely work. And Dawnstone, last I checked, Dawnstone was actually the best of the 3. Give an ally 22 life and half their mana. Cleanse, barrier, and enchant them for 12 mana cost. That's pretty decent. Life is, of course, the better stats. Half their mana is half their mana. It then gives cleanse, a barrier, so they're not going to have any stats effects on them. They're going to be protected, and you have the enchant. The only bad thing about this is the wisps are everywhere, and Dawnstone will be horrifically bad against wisps. But if you needed to keep a first slot alive for whatever reason, particularly if it was an exploding troop like Rogoltha or something, Dawnstone would be decent for it. I can't really think of any hero class that would synergize well, though, because any instance where you would use a Dawnstone, you would not be using your hero in first slot. You'd be using a tank in first slot instead. So you can't use something like an assassin class, which is the best red. Actually, both the pure red hero classes are made to be used in first slot. So a little bit of conflict there. This is a weapon that you would use to target first slot, but there's no hero class that you can use with it that work anywhere other than first slot. So he has to basically target himself, which is the last thing you would really want to do with a Dawnstone. So that's the only real bad thing about it. But we'll mess with stuff with it later. Anyways, guys, though, is there anything else you wanted me to go over? Any other questions or anything of the such? Otherwise, I'm probably going to be heading off for now. I am not going to bed, though. Probably going to be working on several different videos, and of course then we'll do the event video when 3 AM hits. There is a storm that's supposed to be coming later in the day, but it's it should hit like later in the morning, like when I actually go head to bed. I believe at 3 AM, 4 AM, 5 AM, when we actually record the video, will still be fine. Or let's hope so. That'd be annoying if it goes down mid upload. Nothing on the kingdom being delayed. Oh, yeah, that's the same thing I thought. Two people were mentioning that, though. But, yeah, I haven't seen anything on the kingdom being delayed. Last I heard, it is indeed coming this Friday, but... oh, yeah, as far as the storm, yeah, it didn't end up hitting yet. Florida's about to get hit by it, though. Also, it seems to be diverting in the other direction, which is why I didn't get any kind of storm weather today. Which is kind of fortunate for me. But, of course, still devastating of a hurricane. But, the path of it does seem to be going more westward than eastward. And if it would have went more eastward is when it would be more of a conflict for me, but yeah, it's not going to be as much of an issue, so not much will really get delayed. Probably didn't even need to cancel the stream earlier today, but at least it gives 1 week before we transition into the other thing that we're going to do with Stardew Valley, so that's fine. Anyways, guys, I will be heading off for now. Hope you all have a wonderful week. Next event is the Arskea thing for all platforms. We already went over that earlier. We'll be doing the video for that soon as well. Hello, David. Will you be doing a new video on how to spend resources given the Soulforge uses many resources? aka, should new players be using their gems and trait stones and souls in Soulforge? Gems, no. You should never put gems into the Soulforge itself to level it. You should always do it by actually just getting kills. As far as, let's see, where are the other ones that you just mentioned? Trait stones and stones, no. Basically nothing you should be doing within the Soulforge as a newer player, except for making legends and mythics is about the only thing you should really be doing. Or actually, there's 2 things that you can do with the Soulforge as a newer player. The main 2 things that you'd want to do are the summoning stones. These are basically gem keys of a specific color. That's essentially what these are. So every 50 of these is basically 1 gem key. It costs 100 souls and 50 of whatever color. And then you'll get a random ultra rare or higher from that specific color. So those are like gem keys. Other than that, you'd want to put it towards decent legends and mythics. These cost a very minuscule amount of souls relative to everything else in the Soulforge. So you don't really need to worry about these much. So at only 800 jewels and 5,000 souls for Celestials, it is definitely worth it if you see like a legend you've been wanting for a while to go and actually craft it through it. Or save for mythics, which are also relatively reasonable for the other 2. It's just stuff like weapons are an absolute resource waste for newer players. Most of these weapons you're never going to need, and they cost an excessively high amount of resources to the degree that you're never going to really need them. So for when you're first starting off, probably the first several months, you can just put all of your jewels into the summoning stones. It's something I personally won't be doing, mainly because I don't really need more troops. I need these new content. But for newer players, these summoning stones are much better value than getting all of these pretty much useless weapons. Not to mention they also end up reducing other resources like souls, gems, and celestials. And it's for a weapon that you're barely even going to be using. It's a relatively high price to have to pay. These are a little bit more reasonably priced, but they're even more useless than the other ones. So there's really no need for that. Other than that, never craft this. It's a complete waste. And what else are there? That's about it. Oh, and never really craft trait stones. As a newer player, you're never going to need these converts. You're better off just farming them yourself. These are mainly for late game players that just want to kind of rush through it. The only one that you might do as a newer player are celestial trait stones, because they technically cost nothing, because you can just throw the colored jewels that you get from dungeoning at them. And since you don't really need these these things for anything other than basically keys, you could throw these occasionally if you need more celestials for whatever, like maybe to craft a or like a legend or a mythic for something. But yeah, as far as this is technically, if you're looking at it from an early game standpoint, destroying 12 gem keys if you try to open this. So is a celestial trait stone worth 12 gem keys? Not really. If you look at it from that point, because if you were to put all of these into into the things, you would end up getting 12 ultra rares and higher. It would cost you 1,200 souls, but doing these would probably be much better value than that. So yeah, that basically is all you would spend it on. To sum it up, is basically on troops. Everything within this menu right here is the only thing you would ever buy as a newer player in the Soulforge. Everything else is kind of irrelevant. So to summarize, you don't spend anything as a newer player other than under the Troops tab. If you're spending anything as a newer player in anything other than Troops tab, you are wasting your resources. That's basically the easiest way to really explain what to do. So yeah, just everything in here. You can't really go wrong with most of this. Just make sure it's a natural good legend or mythic before you craft it, and then you can't really waste your resources under that category, because for a newer player, every single one of them is worth it. Oh, 11 times tribute to end with. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming down for like the third outro. Stay safe if you're around Hurricane area, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.